Cassie is not innocent.
Now, the reason why I brought up the Cassie and Diddy thing, right, is because sincerely, I don't believe Cassie's innocent. You know what I mean? I definitely don't believe Cassie's innocent. And I think what happens is that because she looks innocent and she is a woman, people forget that she pretty much was 50-50 in the whole arrangement. You know, Puffy was not having the freak offs by himself.
No, you playing games, and now we're never. Now all my friends can go, and we can stay here. Everybody can go, and we're gonna stay here. Everybody heard. So they're all leaving, and we're staying here until you show me that. I'm going to kill you. You don't understand. I don't give a. I've never killed anybody in my life, but I will kill you because you're with me. You're with me in my life right now.
Right, but I think people are also looking at the video.
Yeah.
And that's where that comes from.
Exactly. And you know what? Here's the interesting thing. That video had nothing to do with the federal charges.
Right.
Had nothing to do with the federal charges. He's not even on trial for that. He never went to court for that period. Right? Even though it's disgusting, and you know, ain't no way in hell any man should put his hands on a woman.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? But if we had to put it in context, he wasn't on trial for that video. He was on trial for the freak offs.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and I remember also in the Rihanna and Chris Brown thing, you know? Yeah, Chris Brown got exactly what he deserved. But nobody talked about Rihanna was beating the crap out of him prior to that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now, Chris Brown definitely had no, you know, like I said, no chance in hell. There's no way. There's no forgiveness for a dude that puts his hands on a woman, right?
Of course.
But at the same time, now, should it be the same for a woman putting his hands on a man?
It should be, but it's never perpetrated that way.
Why is that?
Again, we're back to society and how women and men are portrayed.
Yeah.
And if he has the receipts, texts, videos, contracts, witness testimony, this might be one of the most unexpected cases to come out of the Diddy saga. So here's the real question. Is Cassie a victim, a co-conspirator, or both? And do we as a culture only believe victims when they're women or when they're attractive? One thing is for sure, this case is going to shake up everything if it goes to court. And if more people like Clayton come forward, this might be just the beginning. Okay, so do you believe men get a unfair rap when it comes to stuff like that?
I believe certain times, yes. I mean, we have to say we don't really know the full story at any given time. And there's always two sides to a story. But what we see, that's what we're going based on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I still think that P. Diddy is heavily involved, and he still should receive some sort of sentence.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I'm just saying he didn't do it by himself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he didn't do it by himself. He cannot have a freak off by himself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he needed willing participants. And everybody testified that every single prostitute was coaxed, and and every single male prostitute was manipulated and even abused by Cassie.
Yeah.
But all of that got thrown out the window.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I was paid by Cassie, Cassandra Ventura, for 8 years to be her male provider. I didn't have to be the best looking guy. I was the best in bed. And because I was the best in bed, guess what? I was given this arrangement. I was coerced. I was drugged. I was manipulated with promises of money and gifts for over a period of 8 years to continue to be this woman's provider at her expense and at the expense of Diddy. Now, at the time, legally, I didn't know my rights as well as I do now.
And I think what happens is that it's the same thing with Megan Stallion and Tory Lanez, right? Now, in that particular scenario, like, it was proven that Tory didn't have no gun residue on his hands or anything. He didn't even touch the gun whatsoever, shape or form.
Right.
90% contributor on this gun is a male. And the rest of the percentages of this gun are 2 females and another male. None of those 4 people are my DNA.
Tory Lanez is currently behind bars for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot.
But Megan stood up there and said, Tory shot me, you know what I mean? And she changed her statement several times, but at the same time, she was pretty much looking after her own career, you know what I mean? And she was angry at Tory. She was bitter towards Tory. So she wanted him to probably spend the rest of his life in jail, you know what I mean? So, like, it's proof. There's proof that he does not have gunpowder on his hands.
Right.
He did not touch the gun. So whoever shot Megan was not Tory. And she knows that.
Right.
But yet she was willing to stand there and say, Tory did this to me, knowing this guy's going to get 10 years. Even more. Actually, he was up for more. And then on top of that, Tory Lanez got stabbed 14 times while he was incarcerated, right? Almost died.
Yeah.
The Canadian rapper Tory Lanez has been repeatedly stabbed in jail in California. He's serving a 10-year sentence for shooting his former partner, Megan Thee Stallion, in the foot at a party at Kylie Jenner's Hollywood mansion. He's conscious, but reportedly suffered a double lung collapse after being attacked by a fellow inmate.
Yes, that's right.
But Megan came out like no empathy, no nothing. And it was pretty much a case of Tory was messing with 2 girls at the same time, Megan and Megan's best friend. That was what the issue is. That was what the bitterness was. You know what I mean? It was Tory was messing with 2 girls. And
so that was kind of a revenge.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was. Man, 10 years? You know what I mean? And once again, I have to clarify, Tory was originally dating Megan's friend.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Megan was the one that was the mistress.
Right.
So in that aspect, it should be Kelsey that should have the anger towards Tory, not Megan, right?
Right.
So Megan, once again, was the mistress.
Yes.
And she was the one that put Tory in jail. So she was guilty on both sides. But Tory's probably going to come out. He will come out because, there's evidence there, right?
Yes.
And when he comes out and it's proven that it wasn't him that shot him, that shot Megan, and Megan, he lied, committed perjury on the stand, what's going to be a punishment? Nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he almost lost his life in jail, and he spent at least a couple years in jail so far. But oh, sorry, we made a mistake. He could go free. But the person that sat there and lied, touched the Bible and everything and lied, what's going to happen to her?
And not only that, what about the person that actually shot?
There you go. Megan's probably, I don't know who shot him, but it's not Tory. It's not Megan.
Right.
There was only the driver and the best friend left. So it wasn't the driver. So you tell me, right? You know what I mean?
And then we also have, I was just thinking about this, but Johnny Depp.
Yeah. Okay.
And Amber Heard, and how it was automatically, she's the victim, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she was emotionally abusive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she did some things that we didn't know until it came out later.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And if Johnny Depp never took those videos,
that's right,
he'd be in jail right now.
Right.
God knows for how long. And she would have stood there. She would have.
But she did. She was in court playing the victim.
Yes. How many women playing the victim?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Bawling her eyes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now, once again, who's most likely to be the manipulator, men or women?
There you go.
Can you name a scenario where a man was manipulating to that extent?
No, I can't think of one.
You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I think they should literally, manipulators should get the same charges as physical abusers, because it's the same thing. One is mental, one is physical, right?
Right.
which one's worse? Who knows, right?
Right.
And-
But we always look at the violence.
Yeah.
We look at the physical abuse as
but-
being, yeah.
We never look at the other side, right? And once again, Johnny Depp, he got, he was acquitted.
Yes.
It's proven that his girl was lying.
Yes.
What happened to her? She went home. People don't even that she was dragged out in the media for a little while,
Yeah.
but she living her best life right now.
Yes, she is.
So in that particular case, honestly, I would have said whatever Johnny Depp was facing,
Yes.
if
If it was true, yes, then he deserves whatever.
absolutely. But if he was gonna get 10 to 15 years for these allegations and it was proven that she was lying,
Yeah.
I said she gets 10 to 15 too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being harsh. I don't think I am, right? But there has to be some type of deterrent for people that viciously lie and use the court system to manipulate their way into whatever they want.
Right.
And the way the court system is designed for manipulators.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But we also have like the women, these women, they always pour their heart out
Yeah.
to the world
Yeah.
to make them be like, oh, domestic violence. This is what I went through. This is my story.
Yeah.
And of course, that applies in real cases, of course, right?
Yeah.
But the ones that are the manipulators, they do it also
Correct.
to make people on their side.
Correct. And this is the messed up thing. The messed up thing is that when the real people get abused, when the real people are the victims, the real women are the victims,
Right.
they're not believed.
Right.
Because you had, Jane Doe and Sally and
And that's the sad part.
yeah. So, like, when I was saying people that lie and use the court system to manipulate their way into whatever they want, what I'm saying is that they should get the same conviction. And it's not really it's not just for the individual that they're lying about. It's actually for the other people that are telling the truth, but nobody believes them because of these lying, manipulating
Right.
individuals.
That are playing the victim.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's a real shame, man, because nobody really talks about that. Because in Johnny Depp's scenario, Johnny's innocent. Nobody cares about that. Tory's gonna be free. Nobody's gonna care about what Megan did, right?
Right.
And I still bring it back to Cassie and Diddy, right? At the end of the day, like, I'm telling you, man, Cassie was not the victim. Cassie was not as innocent as she claimed she was. You know what I mean? And what happens is that, like, because Diddy painted his own future. You know what I mean? Because if there wasn't no videotape, if he didn't do any of that abusive stuff, he would have had a better shot. But at the end of the day, I still think it would have came down to believability. Do they believe Cassie or do they believe her?
Right.
Which one looks more innocent? I think it honestly comes down to that,
Yes.
And it's a real shame that, there's a ton of innocent people, men and women, that are in jail right now.
That's right.
You know what I mean? For stuff that they didn't do. I seen a case the other day. Dude spent over 30 some odd years incarcerated, and he got acquitted. Like, he got let go because evidence came out later. And the judge, that was a woman, she was like crying, bawling on the stand because he was giving his statement. And I believe he said that, he still doesn't want anything done for